All
now.
right. Is Nick gonna join us after we go live then?
Usually does.
All right. Let's get the setup. Send me the restream so we can
Yeah,
chit chat.
they changed their interface. Let me know if this works, because once again, it's a new. There he is. Alrighty,
All right, we're streaming.
there's that. Let me know if that works for you. Nick, we are
Yes.
live, by the way. Cool.
We're live.
Facebook, also known as Meta.
Meta.
Although they haven't really leaned into it that much because it's still easily seen as Facebook when you're on Facebook.
Yeah, the product that everyone uses is Facebook. No one talks about Meta. Hello, Benny Bunch. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us.
You're talking to Nick.
I'm talking to Benny Bunch.
Hey Ryan, what's up?
Hey Nick. Hey, yeah, Nick's here too. I'm
I
talking
thought you
about,
were calling Nick
talking
Banny
about,
Bunch. Like,
talking about Benny Bunch, our friend.
we
We
have
have
someone live stream Nick
Who
Banny.
watches on the YouTube like every week.
Benny Bunch is a consistent viewer, which we love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A regular, as they would say. You know, it's like Cheers. Benny Bunch walks in and goes, Benny.
Or everybody knows your name.
Everyone knows her name.
Where does the name Benny Bunch come from? This is
Always reminds me of a bunch of bananas.
The Brady Bunch, honestly.
You know, I had a combination of both your guys' ideas, like the Brady Bunch intro, but it's just a bunch of bananas.
Oh, the Benny
9 squares.
Benny Bunch.
If I had $1 for the amount of times I've seen that in my mind's eye, I tell you that much.
Yeah, at least $1.
No.
The Brady Bunch, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate the reverb. I always try to Alrighty, our free journal Friday form is linked and posted. You know what? One thing I've been forgetting to do, but I won't forget today. I am going to link this over in school.
Oh yeah, we have
Nice.
new friends over there, so we should let them know.
We
call.
are live. Join us for free.
I'm gonna post on our Instagram.
IG, eh? All the Meta products.
Man, I can't wait to post our live stream in the Meta suite of products.
The nickname in my family is Banny. I have an uncle that called my mom a bunch of foe when she was pregnant, so I combined them for my YouTube. All right. So Banny Bunch. I love it.
I will be right back.
Hello, Queen. Happy Friday. Bunch of fae. Sorry, not foe. The text on my screen showed it. Mama bunch of fae, like a fairy. That's fun, Bonnie or Banny. Thanks for explaining.
That's great. Did you have any nicknames growing up, Ryan?
Nicknames? No. So my mom and dad, they named me. They're both teachers, and they wanted to make sure I had a name that could not be made into a nickname. So they call me Ryan because there's very few nicknames you can do with Ryan, but didn't stop people from calling me things. There's a kid in my elementary school class. I think it was second, third grade. And he tried to come up with nicknames for me, and I hated every single one of them. The very worst one was Rye Fry Guy. It's like, hey, Rye Fry Guy. I'm like, shut up, Timmy McMacken. I hate you. I hate you. I want you to die, Timmy McMacken. Not Rye Fry Guy. My name is Ryan, not Rye Fry Guy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds exactly like something Kyle would say to someone named Ryan. That sounds like exactly what would happen.
I was so mad. What about you guys? Any nicknames when you were kids?
I got called Nicky V a lot for some reason.
Nicky V.
But one of the bully names that people tried to do, they took my last name, which is pronounced Vitellaro, and they would pronounce it Vitellardo.
Oh, because it got boy heavy. Boy heavy.
You know what's funny? I was like a stick thin kid, so I don't think it stuck because of that. But
yeah,
just
if you're a big boy,
like,
it would have been different. But
it feels good to say that. That's a creative insult, you know?
Yeah. Happy Friday,
Anyway.
Tanya. Jackson Pugh is here. He says, I picked up a journal from y'all in December. Loved it. Bought it for my best friend and son. Bought another already for myself once I'm finished with the current story. That's amazing, Jackson. You're on like,
Well, thank you for joining the live, Jackson. That's incredible.
glad to have you, dude. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, this is basically our all hands meeting. This is most of our company. So
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out with us.
Tanya.
We're-
Tanya's nickname was Tony. That's funny. I like that. Hello,
Yeah,
Christine.
we're
Happy Friday.
small.
Queen says,
Rye
rye bread? Was that
bread's not bad. Actually.
Is that for me? Are you calling me Rye Bread Queen? Because I hate it. I hate nicknames. Don't call me Rye Bread. I don't accept it.
I hate rye bread.
I hate it.
Ryan, I have such a pressing question that I've been meaning to ask you all week, and I should have done this in the meeting that we just had before the live stream.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you ever read Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I've seen the book at the bookstore. I haven't actually read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This also goes out to anyone in the chat listening.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I'm almost finished with the first book. I don't know how many there are. I think there's a handful of them.
Yeah.
It is delightful. It is so up your alley if you are a Dungeons and Dragons person,
Mm-hmm.
if you are a fantasy person, if you're a video game person. It's pretty crude, I will tell you that.
All right.
But it's just such a good time. And I'm listening to the audiobook,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many voices in this audiobook that remind me of Ryan's classic voices that you do.
Voices.
And I was like, man, if Ryan hasn't read this yet, I want to be the one to recommend it. So there you go.
Thanks for I've been looking at them. I've been eyeing them. I like the covers. They're kind of cool and designing. So every time
They
I
are
pick up
really
something-
cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe buying them. I've been listening to them because it's typically how I consume my fiction, but
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, I love
however
that.
you want to do it. Yeah. Anyway, this isn't a book club. This is a movie club.
By the way, I had a nickname. It was Kyle. It didn't stick for very long.
Kai Hole.
Ugh,
No, that's
I hate
awful.
that.
Because my name is Kyle Cole. So there's-
Oh, just want to call you K-hole at that point,
yeah.
Kale is perfect,
So
honestly.
K Cole sounds like a hole if you say it fast. People
Yeah.
talk to me.
Isn't cake hole? Isn't cake hole like a thing people say?
Shut your cake hole,
Cake,
Yeah.
right? Pie hole, cake hole.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, my nickname was just my full name. I was always Kyle Cole growing up.
Cow call. It's like short. It's a couple
Yeah.
syllables, so it's easy to spit out.
So my
Kyle.
nickname was my name.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys read the chat, but Zach is reading Dungeon Crawler Carl right now
Instead of working, I love it.
instead of working.
We support it.
Yeah.
Around here.
Bonnie Bunch also read it. I love it. Yeah, god damn it, damn it.
We know our audience, don't we?
The real reason, Ryan, I think that you will love this series, or at least the first book. I can only vouch for the first book so far.
Mhm.
Is yes, there's a lot of dungeon references, D&D. It is a love letter, I think, to cat owners as well.
Okay. Does he have a cat?
Yeah, that is his dungeon companion,
It's a
and the
cat.
cat's name is Donut.
Donut. That's a great name for a cat.
And his catchphrase throughout the book is he just keeps saying, "God damn it, Donut." It's the whole thing.
Damn it.
God damn it, Donut. That's great. It's
amazing.
It's fun. It's cute. It's easy to read, easy to listen to. I recommend it to you as well, Kyle. I think you'd get a kick out of it as well.
Cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
It's the rec. I'll check it out.
There you go. However, Ryan recommended a certain piece of media to Kyle and I this week.
I did.
Would you like to maybe share with the class why
Yeah.
and what?
All right. So this month we've been doing a bunch of martial arts movies. We did Rush Hour, which was Kyle's pick, great movie. We
Yep.
did Kung Fu Hustle, which is Nick's pick, also a great movie. And I thought we'd go even further back, do something even more specific, kind of broad. Rush Hour is this big Hollywood movie. Kung Fu Hustle is more of like a Chinese import, and I want to go way back to where it all started, to 1976's Master of the Flying Guillotine, a guillotine, if you want to be French about it. I picked this movie because when I was in high school, my friends and I watched it a lot because we were all into Quentin Tarantino and it was a movie that he recommended as a movie that inspired him to make Kill Bill Volume 1. And in fact, there's songs on the soundtrack of Kill Bill Volume 1 that are on the soundtrack for Master of the Flying Guillotine.
Okay.
The Master's theme, like that da 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 da, like that krautrock. It's all German. It's all German like industrial music. And he put that on the soundtrack of Kill Bill Volume 1 because he was so into this movie. And also the character of Gogo Yubari, the schoolgirl with like the swinging weapon.
Yep.
Directly inspired by the Flying Guillotine. Yep. This movie also went on to inspire things like Street Fighter 2, as well as like a bunch of other fighting games, because as the movie is just a series of fights against weird people. Weird people fighting each other is basically the plot of this movie. And if you haven't seen it before, it's all on YouTube for free. I had the boys watch it on YouTube. I can link it in the chat if you guys are dying to watch it. You have to watch with the English dub though, because the dub is really funny. And that's
It's
what
also, I watched a version of it on like Flix, which is a random streaming. I don't know. I don't know if this is the same way it is on YouTube, but like the dub would just stop dubbing.
It cuts
at
out
certain
for a
parts.
scene and there'd be subtitles for a scene, and then it goes back to the dub. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't have any subtitles, so it would just like
just go Chinese for a second.
it would just switch to Chinese, and I'd just be sitting there like,
that's so funny.
okay, and then they just kind of finished. I felt like I was like I wasn't allowed to be there for that scene.
Yeah, the same way on the DVD that I had when I was in high school, it was the same thing where but actually the Chinese subtitles under the Chinese, so you knew what they were saying at least. It'd be like a scene. It'd be like every like 40 minutes. There's like one scene where they start speaking Chinese. And it's like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
I forgot to dub over this part, I guess.
No, it's like I guess they couldn't translate this part. I don't know. I'll just let them finish.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so this is your first time watching Master of the Flying Guillotine.
Yeah,
a total grindhouse classic. What are you guys' thoughts on this film that I picked for us to watch?
Oh man, it just felt like a movie where someone had such a vision to put it together.
Yeah, you think so?
And I think so. Like,
yeah,
there's so much creativity in these characters. That's like the stretch that like you could easily just decide not to do it with the limitation of the special effects that they had, and like just I love the commitment to just be like, no, his arms have to stretch. They have to go.
He's a man from India. He does yoga. His arms have to stretch.
Yeah, the arms have to stretch, even if they're just limp hands.
And they're like on sticks. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's something about we kind of talked about this before, but just the constricting of like, there's no CGI. It's probably a shoestring budget on this, but still committing to like these crazy characters. I love it.
I feel like every character in the movie is just its own thing. Like even the one-off guys in the tournament, there's a man who fights like a monkey. There's no reason to have a man fight like a monkey. There's a man who fights with his hair. No reason to have a guy fight with a ponytail, but he's there. There's a Mongolian guy who looks like a circus strongman. Why is he there? I don't know.
Yeah. Why is it even happening? We don't know.
It's just the Eagle School tournament, and so
yeah.
But of course, you have, and even the two main characters. The one-armed boxer, who's the master of the dojo. He's got one arm, even though he very clearly has two arms. One's in his shirt the whole time. Yep. And the master of the Flying Guillotine himself, who uses a weapon called the Flying Guillotine, a basket full of blades he throws on people's heads to snatch their heads off.
I do the sound. Some of the sound effects.
It's always so meaty. It's like chunk, chunk.
It's like a gun. It sounds like someone shooting a gun.
Yeah,
it's like
every move is like
yeah.
Every motion they make, every swing of the arms. It's just.
I know. Yeah, I think I talked to Nat and Kyle early in the week because I watched it twice.
Yeah.
And the first time I watched it, like just the jarring sound effects of this, and how difficult it must have been to edit a movie and add sound effects later. I don't know. There's so much. Movies have come such a long way, but it's great. Kyle, what did you think?
I love the misdirection. I don't even know if they meant to do the misdirection of the whole. I thought the Master of the Flying Guillotine was going to be the good guy. I thought he was going to be our protagonist, and then he wasn't. He was like, or maybe I guess everyone in their own eyes is. But yeah, it was. It kind of gave me a bit of like a juke on that one.
You thought he'd be a nice guy by the end of it. Thought he would come around.
Yeah, because typically when someone like lives in solitude and they're like mastering their craft, they're like doing it for altruistic reasons. And he's just like,
Well, the one-armed boxer killed his disciples.
I know, but it was just interesting how like that I don't know. They made everyone seem both good and bad at the same time.
Yeah, even the one-armed boxer has some of the way he fights some of these people, like the way he beats the Thai fighter, the Thai
Yeah.
kickboxer, like
Yeah.
in like a burning house with like a bunch of his students outside with spears. Is like
That was crazy.
brutal.
I thought that was like so like intelligent though. I thought
It's
that
really
was like
smart.
really
It's really, yeah,
yeah.
every strategy he has is really smart and planned out, but it's like, man, like he planned out the whole thing in
Yeah.
the coffin shop and he did, like I love the scene where it's like we have to figure out a way to lure out the Thailand fighter, and then the next scene is like the Disciple going like on his stupid little flute. That's like it's like no matter where you hear the stupid flute, he'll come running. So many
Yeah.
good scenes like that, where it's just like the transitions are so funny. Where it's
Right.
like there's that scene where it shows the guy cutting bamboo like 3 times in a row, and be like, "Oh my axe," and then the one-armed boxer's like, "I was just thinking about how bamboo is very strong," and the girl's like, "Where'd you get that idea? What made you think of that?" As they're watching this guy cut bamboo 3 times in a row.
I swear it's the same shot too.
It is.
I don't.
They reused it. It
Like
is literally the
raises
same
the
shot.
axe and they zoom in on it. I had a moment where I was like, am I like, is this a bug? Like, is the streaming service trying to play an ad and it's like starting? No, they're just like, roll it again.
Roll it again. You got to
One
remember,
more
you got to show
time.
it 3 times to make sure you know bamboo is very strong.
Yeah.
You can beat the guillotine.
Yeah. I did think I really liked I liked how powerful they made people, and I liked how creative they were in how to overcome them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the super hot floor thing was interesting. I didn't love the scene of showing his feet after he had passed.
Yeah, or his hands. Even when he looks at his hands are all like skin's all burned off him.
I loved the finals fight scene. I loved the whole like bamboo forest because I was like, okay, if I was to win a fight against a guy who has the most OP weapon of all time, where he
Yeah.
can throw something on your head, he never misses, how would I beat him?
Right.
And that's like the way you would beat him is you would put yourself in a little like I don't know. I thought that was so smart.
In the coffin shop too, like where he had all the
Yeah.
traps laid out, and he does the flying technique, which is just walking up walls.
Yeah.
It teaches you. I'm gonna teach you a new step. It's called jumping.
Yeah.
Now I'll use the flying technique. So he stands on the ceiling and throws rocks to get because the master of the flying guillotine is blind, right? So he goes after noises. I think master of the flying guillotine can't find him, so he spins his head all the way around like an owl to try to find him in the coffin shop. It's crazy. They really have his head spin all the way around.
Jeffrey said,
Forgot
"You
about
guys
that.
give me an idea of what you're talking about." We are talking about a movie called The Master of the Flying Guillotine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kung Fu
It's
movie.
a
I put it in the chat. I linked it in the chat. You can scroll down to it's YouTube link. It's for free. So check it out.
Yes. Every week, Jeff, we pick right now we're picking different Kung Fu movies. One of us is recommending them because we are working on a new storyline and it is partially dipped into that world. Not fully,
Yeah.
partially. We haven't announced anything yet, but the faithful few here in the live stream, they always get the early kind of the early sneak peeks and tidbits about what we're working on. And so it's kind of half enjoyment, half market research, half creative inspiration, and then so if you guys have any movies or books or things in this kind of world, I'd love to hear them. The references, we're kind of it's like thoughtful consuming, I think, as we work on this. Sorry, not to give out
No.
much.
Before we move on, Indie Kitty says they got her Planner 2.0 and it's so useful to them. So I'm so glad.
Amazing.
Thank you, Indie Kitty, for saying so.
We hope you love it.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you for supporting it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There typically is 4 Fridays in a month. Typically.
That's what they say.
We could have a little form going. We could do Kyle's pick, Nick's pick, Ryan's pick, community pick.
Ooh, that's for us to do. Yeah.
We have a little form going, and that way you get to pick the fan pick, the pick
I like that.
month.
People could nominate things and we can read through them and pick one that sounds interesting. Yeah.
I love it.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea.
Let's do it.
You have
I
that be
want
part
you
of
to know.
our regional Friday thing. Put the name in. Also say what should we watch? What should we talk about? Maybe everyone can.
Fantastic. Well,
Sarah
Sarah
want their first Heroes Journal.
Sarah, I'd love to know which storyline you are working through, and what color, if you are comfortable sharing that information.
Yeah, that's very personal, the color you pick. So
Very, very
Yeah.
Ryan,
exciting.
what is your favorite Heroes Journal color?
color? Ooh,
Ooh,
that's really tricky.
good question. Good question.
Mm,
Do you want me to give you a visual reference?
no, they're in my head. I look at them all the time. Um, I don't know if that's a cop out. I really like the Spellbound leather color. I think that color is beautiful.
That's my next one.
Is it?
That is a beautiful journal.
It
Yeah.
actually just got delivered in my mailbox today.
Nice. Nice.
This is such a weird thing to say. I love the I love the play of the ribbon on that journal and the red leather and the purple ribbon. It's just a color combination that I feel like you don't see a lot, but like it works really well together. Like you don't often see like kind of or purple and maroon or like that reddish. There's probably a word for
They
it.
make each other pop in a nice way. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I went for like a run yesterday and I wore like a purple shirt and like kind of like red wine shorts, and I was like, this is such a weird. But I looked in the mirror like this kind of works.
It works.
And I was like,
works for the journal.
Spellbound
works for the clothes.
edition. IMA, of course
There you
it
go.
works. And I don't know. I was just reminded. I was like, I love when those rare color combinations come together.
Yeah.
Like one is speaking of Valentine's Day, like there's a particular red and pink that kind of go so well together that I feel like no other holiday or event really utilizes other than Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's cool too.
Jeffrey says,
so we got a couple favorites in the chat as well. So Jackson's screen. Jeffrey wants us to do a little deep dive in what the difference is. Actually, I just saw Jeffrey's comment in school, so this is a good moment to answer that question you had in school, Jeffrey. Yeah. But Tanya likes the light blue, purple, pink, and leather ones.
Good choices, yeah. I think they're all beautiful in their own way, frankly. Even the ones that don't sell super well. I think the Lunar Sand, it's beautiful. I think the Cauldron Gray, we were talking about getting rid of that one. I don't think we should. It's beautiful. I think it's a great color, you know?
Nicole's here. Nicole's still hoping Mountain Gray will come back.
Yeah, Mountain Gray's not as pretty as Cauldron Gray. I'm sorry. It's just.
Ooh, that's a take.
Yeah.
I mean, we did do the Snowfall Pass limited release. That's not too far away from.
I prefer the Snowfall Pass is beautiful. I prefer that to the gray, personally.
I love Snowfall Pass. I'm working through a Snowfall Pass right now, and call me clumsy, but I've gotten it pretty dirty, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love a dirty Heroes
looks
journal.
like it's been on an adventure, right? It looks like it's been used, well loved.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
We need to tell Jeffrey about the storylines, huh? And the colors.
We do. Oh yeah. So Jeffrey threw a great question here. Tell me about the storylines and why the colors are significant. Well, okay. Storylines. Right now we have 3 of them. The first one that we ever started and our most popular one is called The Legend of Astoria. That's the sword and circle. And that's like a high fantasy adventure inspired by, Lord of the Rings, of course. I don't know what else. Game of Thrones, Chronicles of Narnia, any high fantasy, dragons, magic, knights, castles. That's the first one. And that comes in green and red. And we also have collector's editions, and that's like a brown leather. Now, storylines are not really, they don't change the actual content of the journal. They don't change the actual bones of it.
Yeah, the colors don't. The
colors don't. Yeah. Storylines. Yeah, go ahead. Well, actually, you know what, Ryan? Why don't you explain it?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I just want to make sure he understands the storylines within like the red and the green one have the same interior, but they're different than the blue and the purple one, which are Astoria Magic Academy, our second storyline about a wizard school, right? And then we have our third storyline, which is Galaxy of Astoria, which is our space journal, and that comes in orange and pink and black leather.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's just kind of whatever your preference is.
The story you like reading or going along with.
The philosophy, the concept, even the daily page content is all the same. It's just going to be dressed slightly differently. And so if you're a sci-fi guy, then you'll love Galaxy of Astoria. And I think, the Deep Space version. I believe that was you, right?
That was Jackson.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
Deep Space.
sorry.
Good choice for the next
I-
one, Jackson. The black one's probably my second favorite. This looks so pretty. It's so cool. Like with the inlay in there and everything. Ooh,
Yeah, Deep
it's a
Space
beautiful, beautiful journal.
is
Um,
nice.
then we have, and so yeah, we do have a fourth storyline coming out, Jeffrey. That's going to be our new journal we're working on right now. I'm kind of hitting at it. It's kind of, there's some kung fu in there, some little bit of martial arts, anime type stuff. So if you're into that stuff, you'll be digging storyline number 4. And there's no
Yeah, can
connection between
we?
them. There's not like there's a ongoing story. Each story is self-contained. So Legends of a Story is its own thing. Magic Academy is its own thing. Galaxy of a Story is its own thing. So is this
Yeah.
one. It's its own thing. But we do put little Easter eggs in there for people who use multiple journals because there's little characters that maybe cross over or there's things in the background. So doing
Yeah,
multiple
there's
storylines is kind of fun, I think.
Nicole, I'm
yeah.
interested in your question. You say you're hoping for a reprinting of the first edition, like the edition that had 5 different pages in it.
She's talking Kickstarter version. That one's straight bad compared to the
Uh,
one we have now.
Yeah.
But
It's funny, like literally I think this week I said this to Ryan as we're reviewing pages for the newest journal that we're making. I was like, I think there's more content and story that happened in the first chapter of this new journal than there was in the entirety of the first printing of the Legend of Astoria,
The very
technically.
first one, the Kickstarter
Before it
one,
was, yeah,
the
which you
2018
were
edition. Yeah.
early on, but
Erica says, when's the new journal coming out? Well, we're hoping to have it done this summer and hopefully having it printed by end of 2025. So should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, all goes well. We'll have it ready for you fourth quarter 2025.
can we show any of it? Have we
Well,
shown?
we are getting ready to send out, well, like, maybe I shouldn't say too much, but we've been kind of, putting together a bit of a sneak peek, a bit of a preview document we're going to send out to people who want it to get this
Yes.
idea of what this thing's going to look like. So maybe, should we show them maybe this week that we're going to show them? Is that
do
cool,
it.
you think? Okay, cool.
Yeah. We're going to show you the first chapter, right?
Yep, the first chapter. So the first week, first 7 days of this new journal. Let me share my screen here. Do I have permission on Zoom to do that?
Oh, yeah. Wait, I might have to give you.
Can you help me, please?
Let's see. Advanced settings. Kyle is the supreme leader. Got it. You're an out.
All right. So this is obviously a sneak peek of the new storyline. Like Ryan was mentioning, we're putting together a free PDF downloadable preview for all heroes to enjoy as we continue to work on it. That way we can sort of get feelers out there to see how much heroes are loving it. And so if you have feedback for us, we are eager to hear that. But here we go.
Here we go. We're also, Tony asked about colors. We're not sure about colors yet, but there's probably gonna be a few colors we haven't done before in journals because we always like to have new colors for every release we do.
Yeah.
So
There will be new colors, certainly.
yeah. So here's the first page of our new journal. If you were to open up this new journal, this would be the first thing you see. There's something's missing. There's no quotes in the box yet. There's a few things we might tweak before finalization. This is a sneak peek, so don't get too married to it. Just telling you. Yes, we have our character Yu, our main character Yu. This journal, they are a monk at a temple in the mountains. And they live here with by themselves. They're alone at the temple. They're the sole caretaker of this place, and they guard the secret wisdom of the masters here. Got the blowing of wind, the falling of blossoms on the ground. One thing we're doing in this journal, which we're really excited about, is we have a lot of these panels, these kind of pop-out panels that show a different perspective of the scene. So before in our journals, we always kind of are locked into one camera perspective. And it's kind of the same case in this one. But in this one, we've been trying to show more of the scene by having these little pop-out panels that show more emotion, or maybe want to zoom in on something important, just important details. So in this case, Yu is looking off to this side of the page, which we can't see, but we can see in this little panel the old overgrown side of the temple, right? So it's kind of cool. We can expand the world that we're building here just by having these little insets that kind of tell the story more. That's really fun for us. So
Yeah, I love these new panels.
yeah,
Look at that.
Yep. So Yu goes into the grown over side of the temple, the part that's been abandoned by the monks. And he finds a series. They find a series of statues here. Yeah, lifting up the curtain here. Got to pay respects to the elders, the statues. Bow to the statues.
Yes.
Get yourself a scarf.
Statue with the scarf on it.
Yep. Borrow the bow staff of the next statue. These are the tools of the hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what's this? What the devil's going on? I thought it was just a stone egg. This thing be hatching. The what?
What's gonna be in it?
Da 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 da. A new friend.
That's right.
That's right. You and
The
there's
most adorable little baby dragon.
a baby dragon that's going to accompany them on their journey. This dragon's not just any dragon. This is going to be very important to the plot of the story. So you have to just kind of follow along when you get the full thing and see what happens. And we might give out more preview PDFs and things as time goes on. But this first week, you're getting a sneak peek of it. We'll be able to send it out to you guys once it's all finalized. There's gonna be some intro content. There's a little bit of extra stuff at the end as well that I'm not showing you today because it's not done yet. But yeah, that's our first week of the new journal.
Yeah.
Can we release the name as well? We did come up with some. We kind of decided on a name today too. Should we tell them?
We did decide on a name,
or should we wait until the thing's out?
I think we drop it. I think we drop it now.
I think we're ready for the name of the new storyline.
Okay.
I want Ryan to go ahead with this. This is Ryan's idea, the name, and so I want Ryan to share with the people. So your brainchild.
The storyline is called The Way of Historia, because you is going to follow a winding path through this world to learn different forms of martial arts, different forms of dealing with conflict, and in that way they're going to follow the way of Historia, this path laid before them. So
that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yes,
it's brilliant.
Immediately, people are asking for dragon plushies. I have to agree, guys. I have to agree. I think it would be good. It's already the right size to be a friend, you know? If we put like wire in it so it could like bend around your shoulder and stuff, that would be sick. That'd be so cool.
Ooh.
Like a little bendy dragon you could carry around with you.
This is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Wonderful idea. Yeah, this is going to be a really fun storyline. We've already done some things in the early chapters that we're going to be sharing with you here pretty soon that are pretty incredible. So the Way of Historia. Yeah, I'm so excited about this.
Ryan, I know it's hard to look at the chat while you're screen sharing, but
yeah,
Nicole noticed that the little phoenix has made an appearance in another piece of content that we've sent out.
That's right. That's a good eye. That's a good eye. So we used to do the letters from the Mentor comics, and in one of those, there's a kind of a mini storyline we did where they found Mentor and Quota found a baby phoenix, and I decided to reuse that design for this one because instead of Quota sitting there, the Quota in this universe is going to be a baby phoenix. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the question is, are we going to do a pre-order? Are we going to do a Kickstarter? My way too early answer is no Kickstarter. Kickstarters are really, really tough on the business. And yeah, I think that we're probably not going to do that.
Yeah, probably no Kickstarter, but never say never. But I don't think so. I want to say it was Jeff who may have asked this question a little while back. I'm unable to scroll through my chat. Unfortunately,
my quest spot.
Rapid firing, yeah.
Yes. Oh, look at this concept art. You guys are getting spoiled today. I love this concept art.
Those. Some friends you might meet along the way here.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll ask you, Copy, on the spot. What would you write in the My Quest area on each of the daily pages?
Yeah. So my new quest that I'm going to write, that I'm starting soon, is going to be like I'm trying to go pro at my outputs. I want to just be professionals doing it every day and having a system and so for my quest, it'd be my quest to go pro would be kind of my vague quest. But in the past I've used Bring Balance when we were starting the Heroes Journal. Nick and I lived together, and the force wasn't to work harder. It was stop working and have your own balance in your own life. So that was one of mine. I've had some running related quests I like to run. So I've used it for like my quest is to run a marathon or yeah. How about you guys? What kind of quests have you guys gone on in the Heroes Journal?
Yeah. I've done very general ones. And that's what I'll write in there every day, Jeff. Like I'll just write, something kind of like Kyle said, like become pro or um, be healthier. Right now, my quest is very specific. It's like I have a body fat percentage goal that I'm trying to get to by a specific date. And so that is kind of the nice thing about having a daily quest is it reinforces the goal or the target that you're trying to reach in a very specific sense. If that's what you're going after, like I want to run a marathon under 3 hours or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like I just want to be a better human. You can write that every day. And that they're both kind of like focuses that I think align you with what your deepest internal journey, the destination where you want to go. That's kind of the internal hero's journey I think we're all on, whether we know it or not. And the best part about this journal is it kind of helps you align yourself with that in a really quick way, 2 or 3 minutes a day. Um, and it's like a freaking comic book. It has its own story inside of it. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So anyway, it's pretty unique.
It's funny. Jackson said fit by 40. Nick actually used a Heroes Journal 3 months out from his 30th birthday to do fit by 30.
Yep.
So, it's an interesting correlation.
It's exactly what I did. I literally wrote, I'm 31 now. I can't remember exactly what the quest was, but it was like by May 10th, I want this to be my fitness goal. So I did the same thing. That's good.
Jeffrey, the shapes underneath my quest are going to be habit trackers. So right now,
talking about these up here. These little
we've had people have had this issue with the Heroes Journal where they have 3 tasks that are really important, and they don't want to use those tasks as their habits. And so we wanted to give you an easy place to be able to mark off that you did your habit without having to necessarily write it down every day. Because the goal of a habit is you do it a lot. So we want to make it as easy for you to track your progress in the thing that you have to do a lot of times. So
yeah.
So
we borrowed this idea from our Heroes Planner, where at the beginning of a week you write down the habits, and then each habit is represented by a shape you fill in under each day. So with these at the beginning of each chapter, before you jump into the chapter, there will be a thing where you can determine what. So the circle this week, these shapes are kind of placeholders. They might not be this way in the final thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like say the circle is I load the dishwasher. The triangle is I take a walk. The square is I read a chapter of my book. And then every day that following week where you say read your book, you'd fill in a little square, bubble it in, color it in. And that way, when you flip through your journal at the end, you can see all the days where you followed your habits and days that you missed some things.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the first time we've ever put this into any hero's journal. So, so Jeff, if you were to buy Legend of Astoria today, the habit thing wouldn't actually be in there quite yet. And so this is new for this storyline. And so, yeah, we're open to any suggestions. I think, like Ryan said, the shapes are kind of placeholders for now. I don't hate them, though, to be honest.
I don't hate them either.
And we might actually end up calling them something else other than habits. I'm not super sure quite yet, but we will see. And if heroes love it, then we might go back and update the other storylines with these daily little habit trackers in there. So
yeah, we thought it'd be a fun thing to try out. I think people seem to like the ones in the planner, so there's a system like we found that worked pretty well for people, and so I think it's just kind of satisfying to like flip through it at the end of the week too to see what you've done, and yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, we're trying some new things with this journal. We are trying some new things, so
I had some recent new motivation around how to explain the North Star versus a quest.
Yeah.
So there's this idea called an infinite game. And the goal of an infinite game is that the game keeps going. So you don't set up the rules to constrain the players. You set up the rules so that the game keeps going. In a finite game, the goal is to win the game. The goal is for the game to end and you play within the constraints of the game to win the game, right? That's the difference. But so in the Heroes Journal, we have this thing called a North Star, which is this guiding principle, this thing that you is very lofty, and it's kind of your whys. You do something, also known as an infinite game. The goal is for that North Star to continue to be something that's impactful in your life, something you can continue to chase forever. A quest is like a little game within the big game, right? It's like, what's something I can do for the next 3 months that will end, that's actionable, that allows me to focus on the short term, but is really just allowing me to play my infinite game more. So, for example, it's like, I want to be able to live as old as I possibly can so I can spend as much time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can set a game where it's like, not only am I going to have an exercise routine, it's like, I want to have 3 walks a week where I push the baby stroller or something like that. That allows you to spend time with your family, but also puts you in line with your short-term and your long-term thing. But yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot of like, a quest is just something that helps you stay aligned with your long-term vision for how you want to spend your life overall. And it gives you a bunch of little stories. Like, it's like a little mentor who you go into their library and they have all these stories and all these books from all their quests from the past. And that really inspired me recently. So hopefully that did a little something for you guys, but it did a lot for me. So
I like the way you put that.
Yeah. We'll
See, so I'm glad that we're showing off this page, because I think Jeff hopped in here and throws in a good sort of angle, which is habits are also negative. Like, habits are neutral; they're just as negative as they are positive. So maybe rebranding them, to something like routines or strengths, or I have a list
dailies
of other things.
Dailies is good. I think, we do try to make habits a positive thing at the Heroes Journal, though. We've always had a habit tracker come with our journals.
That's true.
Bookmark form. So I feel like it's a good fit, as long as we remind people that these are habits we want to build. These are not habits you want to break. These are habits you want to build. These are habits you want to make a regular thing, right? Habits can be negative, but that's not the habits you want to talk about in this journal. You want to talk about the habits you want to work on that are positive in your life. So
and there will be some updated intro content reflecting that as well.
Yeah, so there's always a tutorial in the beginning. We always have like a page layout showing you here's what this part's for. Like I said, before each chapter, you have a spot to write down what each one of these habits represent as you go through the week. So,
Jeffrey, I saw that you were in school. I have a whole module in school. It talks about how to get started with the Heroes Journal. That has a lot of good content in there as well, just as far as why we made what we made, how to use it, all the stuff. So learning path. So that's that. We're coming up on our final 2 o'clocks. And so I think we got to make sure we have a lot of people here. We have 18 people here today.
We do.
Which means we have anywhere between 18 and 25 brags to read. Sometimes people double brag, which is amazing.
We got to get it in. Yeah. So today's our brag o'clock. So what are you proud of? What's something you did this week that you want to shout out yourself for? Get it in the chat. Anything.
Nick, give us a little rundown of what brag o'clock is, just so the new people here can feel like they're getting the most out of it.
I'd love to. So pretty much every Friday we hop on this live stream, and it's called Free Journal Friday. We have about 15 minutes left. We live stream for about an hour. The last 5 or 10 minutes of that is giving away a free journal. And so make sure and sign up for that if you haven't yet. There is pinned comments on Facebook and YouTube, wherever you're watching. Pretty simple to fill in your name to be submitted to win. Before that, though, before we draw a winner, we always like to do a thing called Brag O'Clock. And what Brag O'Clock is it is a 5 to 10 minute segment of the live stream where we read your own brags. So usually people don't get to hear how good of a job they're doing. I think people discredit themselves very often. And so we're setting aside this time for you to shamelessly brag. So throw humility out the window. Don't downplay anything. And just ignore any internal humility you might have, and just shout out a brag from this week or month or whatever it might be. Examples of brags can be anything as huge as finishing your PhD, or maybe something as seemingly small as I got out of bed this morning. No brag is too big or too small. We're going to read them all, and then we're all going to give you kudos. So if you haven't participated or commented anything, this is your one chance to do it. Hop in, because I think it makes everyone a little bit better and a little bit proud of themselves. Okay.
Yeah. you have any brags?
Let's
before
do
we-
it.
So some already rolling in. I was gonna ask if you guys have brags. The brags are already coming in.
Yeah.
Brags are coming.
Ryan, before we read, do you have any brags? We can all brag about ourselves really quick.
Sure. Okay. Well, this is minor. I've set up a page, a site called TeePublic, where you can sell like t-shirt designs and stickers and stuff. And I set up my TeePublic account like last week, and I've been selling things on there. I also have an Etsy account where I've been selling my 3D models that I make. So that's been going pretty well.
Yeah, Ryan.
I didn't know this.
Give us your links. We'll
Drop a link.
Drop the link.
Please.
Okay. Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys can buy some of my stuff. It's called Pigeon Cat Company. That's my
I love that.
Yeah.
I only have a few designs up right now, but yeah, you can check them out. I've been selling a few. So
I'm gonna start reading brags just because my
Yes, please.
chat, it'll start cutting people off. Oh dang it, already lost. I lost I think Stephanie was the first one.
Got it. I did a full week of journaling with my Heroes Journal, 7 days in a row. I'm proud.
Heck
I
yeah.
made it to the stream in time. That's amazing. Congratulations on a good week. Hopefully you enjoyed those chapter reviews.
yeah. I finally called it. This is from Pondering Hobbit. I finally called the doctors. I'm still breathing. Breath for more questing. You got to breathe. Oxygen's so important.
Incredible. I'm sorry guys, I can't see.
It's all right.
I can see Sarah. That's the oldest one I
Okay.
can see.
Tanya is proud of how productive they were today. Congratulations. A good productive day feels good.
Yeah, it is. Jeffrey, I've been directing an indoor percussion ensemble. Think marching band, but only percussion instruments in the gym. My high school performer is ready to perform the first competition tomorrow. Good luck, Jeffrey Steven. That's amazing.
Nick's a percussionist, right? No,
I am a percussionist.
You're a drummer?
Yeah. I am a
Drummer?
drum and I'm a percussionist.
Nice.
I feel like that. I'm just gonna skip ahead and read the oldest one I can see, which is Jeffrey. He said, brag, bought my first concert ticket in 30 plus years, going to see Dream Theater next week. That is a freaking awesome brag.
Hey, they put on a pretty good show.
Yeah. You guys will have to go.
Benny Bunch baked sourdough rolls, wheat
Ooh.
bread loaf, and white bread loaf at the beginning of the week for meals. Had a lot of fun. Sounds delicious. I had a little toast here at the beginning of the stream, and it was delicious. And so I feel that.
That is
energy.
lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah Bell, clean today. Good job, Sarah Bell.
Nicole said, I'm still alive. Last Friday, I was in the hospital. Apparently, I have colitis now. I haven't had coffee in 8 days. It's hard, but I'm dealing with it, and I'm still here. Congratulations. Way to power through that. I'm sorry to hear about last week, but it sounds like you're powering through and doing a great job.
Stay strong.
Sarah Bell is next. Is that right?
Carol.
Carol
No,
said,
you're right. Yeah.
said drop your
Okay.
links. That's my friend Carol, just trying to get my stuff up. Okay.
We do love your art. We agree.
I'll put it in the chat myself. It's okay, guys.
Brag, Ryan. Brag. All right.
Brag. Okay.
Sarah Bell said, I also wrote for an hour every day, which that is an incredible brag.
That's
Fantastic.
amazing.
Dream Theater is sick.
Dream Theater's pretty cool. There's only like 10 designs on my page right now. That's fine. Let's see. God, there's so many rolling in here. Erica took time to unplug from electronic devices, read a new book. I'm just a few hours from finishing it. I haven't read an actual book in a couple of years. I'm a book collector and I have dozens just collecting dust because I'm always plugged in to take a moment to unwind from technology, to do something I absolutely loved to do when I was younger. I love getting lost in the storylines. There's something about getting an actual book in your hands, right? Like I read on my Kindle a lot, and like on my phone, but like I have an actual book, you can smell the pages. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kira Osborne, recovering from COVID and strep throat. That is a
God at the same time.
Good job.
Criminy.
Jeez. Sorry guys. I can see.
Let's see. Jeffrey says I went vegetarian last September and have seriously improved my health. Good for you, Jeffrey. I'm a pescatarian as well, so I understand how it can, cutting that meat out can make a big difference. So congratulations. It's tough to stick with. There's a lot of delicious foods out there that have, animal products in them. So
I'm gonna hop in here and read Ashley. I don't know how far ahead of a skip that is, but I can't see past that. So
yeah,
Ashley said, we sold our house and are almost done building our new house. Very exciting. I finally went to an ankle specialist and was recommended surgery to fix my ankle problems due to a break I got in middle school. Whoa. Talk about a timeline. Well, those are two very different but important brags. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And I hope everything gets fixed with the ankle. That's wild.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
read Tanya's so that you can read your friend Carol's, Ryan.
Sure. Sounds good.
Tanya read Chosen of the Tapestry, a new book by a local author. That's fun.
That's cool to
I
read
don't know if
local
that's a
authors.
brag or not, but it sounds fun. It
That's a
sounds
brag. I mean, yeah, that's cool. It's fun. So Carol says, I visited and made food for a friend who had intensive surgery. I learned new recipes on the way. I was there yesterday for that. It was a lot of fun. We saw our friend who's laid up in bed. She's part of League of Enchantment. And
Yeah.
Carol made pot pies. One of them was a vegan pot pie that I could eat. It was delicious. It was so good. So Carol's
Love a
amazing.
pot pie.
Yeah, she's a great, amazing cook. She's so cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
Anthony.
I think who won last week or maybe the week before that. One
Anthony
recently.
has, yeah, one recently. Anthony did win at some point.
Made some Vietnamese sandwiches for the Lunar New Year. That sounds great. I love a Vietnamese sandwich.
Make one for me.
the only Vietnamese sandwich I know of is the banh mi, which I
Banh
imagine is
mi.
the most popular. I don't know if there's other Vietnamese sandwiches. I'm sure there is.
I haven't had a banh mi in
But-
years. That sounds so good.
Oh yeah, very good.
Are there very many do pescatarians eat eggs? Eat
Yeah,
eggs?
yeah, I'm good with eggs and cheese and also seafood. That's but I don't eat pork, chicken, beef. I have turkey like twice a year because I eat at Thanksgiving and then I go to the Renaissance Festival. You got to get a turkey leg at the Renaissance Festival.
You gotta get a
So,
turkey.
so I break, and I'm not like super adamant about it. Like if there's the only thing available to eat is meat, I'll eat it, but I don't like it.
I mean, eating eggs is kind of like eating chicken, but
It's like a fetal chicken. Yeah, yeah.
just way up the line, way up the coast.
Sorry for making you hungry, Jeffrey. We're just talking about food.
Now you're making me hungry. I'm gonna read Nicole's. My daughter got the part of a would-be thief in her school's spring musical, The Magic Bookshop.
Congratulations.
I love that.
Melody's
You
doing all these
can-
plays and stuff. It's so cool. You know,
Melody's the best. You can brag about your kids. That is also allowed.
that's allowed. Yes.
However, now we're moving on to the next segment, which is Free Journal Friday, where we spin the big wheel. I'm gonna let Kyle take it away because this is definitely his favorite part of the week.
See, what happens is I click the button, wheel goes spin, name gets landed, you get free product. That's it. That's the game. We're spinning. Let's go.
Let's go.
For some reason, Jeff's name's massive in there.
Jeff. He's just Jeff by himself.
Allie.
Allie, come on
Allie
down.
Lila, if you're here, please say hello in the chat so we know you're alive.
Allie of many names.
And we know Allie is on YouTube.
Allie Nauer, Allie
Yes.
Lilly, if you're here, please raise your hand and say something so we know you're alive and actually watching.
All right.
If
excellent.
you're not, we're gonna have to spin it again. We've had to spin like 3 times sometimes. Some weeks we have to
Yeah.
spin multiple times. So
You gotta be here for it. You can't just come in, drop your name, and leave. You know.
yeah, you
One
got it.
time, Nick and I were doing it, and we spun it 4 times.
Allie's here. Thank God.
Hey, email support at the Heroes Journal .co. So we spun it 4 times,
Oh my God.
but then on the 4th spin, the person who won the first time came back.
Oh,
That's
so
right.
awkward. What do you do? You give away both?
We
people?
gave both free journals because we're that kind of company, you know.
Mhm.
We made them send us a free journal. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the
Takesy
penalty.
backsies. Yeah.
Oh, you thought the free journal Friday was for you? It's for us.
No, actually, it's for us. We need more. We're running out. Stock's running low. We need some new ones. We gotta make some money over here.
The funny thing is that we've done some pretty crazy giveaways. We've given away a Nintendo Switch before.
Did we really?
That's right. I forgot about that. Gosh, it was a long time
Yes.
ago.
So when we did the lead up to the IMA Kickstarter, we did Friday giveaways, and we did 4 giveaways a week.
That's right.
We gave away a free journal. We gave away some plushies a couple times. We gave away a magical wand that we touch things would light up. And then we gave a Switch.
Man,
Yeah. We had like
different times.
50 people in that live stream. though,
In
so-
this economy, though.
yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you are so
Wow.
welcome, Jeffrey, for answering questions. We want people ask us questions. We love it. So please, any questions you have about our products, what we're doing, shoot them at us.
Yeah.
We'll answer them as best we can. So
yeah, I get the sense we have a lot of new heroes kind of in the mix. Maybe watching, maybe some are commenting, maybe some are just here. We have a school community. It's totally free. It is where you can go to find little mini quest videos and also heroes talking about their experience using the journal. They're going on their own quests. And yeah, we're happy to have you. We love what we do. I can't believe that we get to do it. And we're making a new journal. That's how much we love doing it. And we're gonna have 4 at that point, which is crazy. And more updates to come on that, so please stay tuned. But we do have a really important thing to share with you right before we hop off. Kyle's going to take it away on that.
Yeah, it's so important.
Is it more important than like watching Master of the Flying Guillotine or Mastering the Art of Jumping or?
Well, it's actually what it really is it's the principle that surrounds all of those things.
Okay. Okay.
Because whether your quest involves mastering the art of jumping or watching a movie like the Master of the Flying Guillotine, the most important thing is as you do these things,
yes,